We're taking a look at this Hirali automatic watering system, which I'm going to be setting up for the first time. I have an array of plants over here, which I like to use this on. One thing I normally do is use this sensor, which is planted in one of these pots, and it's showing it's got 19% moisture rating right now. One thing I'm really concerned about is being able to control the correct amount of flow. And the other thing is I'm going to need some kind of a tank to put the water in. It comes with something like this, which looks like a filter, and I guess you place that into a tank and it would draw from this. I literally have not plugged this in yet. This is the very first time. What they give you, you can either use some batteries, which, let's have a look here, would go in this compartment. Oh, okay, pulls off like that. Okay, you can put 4 AA batteries in, looks like. And the other option is to plug it into a 5 volt. Now it says 5 volt 2 amps, and they give you this. Now just to remind you, this is not just a regular phone charger. This is going to be something that's on a level of a Kindle or a Nook, something like this. This is actually a little bit underpowered. It says 1.9. I'm going to try and use it. If it blows up, then I've lost a power supply. Perhaps there are other ones you can get that actually have the power supply, because they're not so common, even though we might have literally may have 50 of these in the house from years of collecting these power bricks. So I'm going to plug this in and let's hope for the best. So it's plugged in now, and we've got some lights coming on. Well, it looks like it says it's off right now. So if I I can set the clock. All right, so you can set this thing up, set the time. I haven't read the instructions for this at all. I just glanced at them. Now the reason I've got the glasses here is because I want to plug this in, get some water. I'm going to set this up, and let's see how much water actually comes out of these kind of water pick things. We're taking a look now at how you connect all these tubes together. Now you actually get enough of these stakes or water picks, whatever you call these things. You get enough for 12. So you get 12 of these. I'm going to be using 5 right now, and you get a packet of these T-connectors, which are basically it's like the water lines that you get for a refrigerator, water supply, or any of those kind of things. So what you do is this is a check valve. So this is the output from this unit here. So it's going to be, it says here out and in. So the out would go into this one right here, and I'll show you the reason why that is. I'm going to push. You're going to make sure it's pushed all the way in, so it doesn't leak on you. And this end, you'll see it has an arrow, which means that the water's only going to flow one direction. All right, and then the next thing that you would connect, we need some kind of a hose. They give you a long, I don't know how long this is, but it looks like it's quite long. Let's see if we can just plug this in right now. So I'm going to plug one end into this. All right, and then the other, you would start to connect these T connections. So you go one to the other. So that would be the first one, and then let's see, and then you would connect. You would need something. You need to cut lengths of this, depending on the distance between your plants. That's basically what you do. You put these go on here like this, and you'd have another pipe that goes between these, and each one of these would go into a plant. So I'm going to connect these up, put some times in, and let's see how it works. So here's my final setup. I've got everything connected here with the connectors. This is already set up now. I set this with the time. It's a 24-hour clock, so it's actually this is showing the time is now 16:33, and it's going to go off at 16:38. So the display just went off again, but there's actually less than a minute to go. So I'm just getting ready. I want to be able to record this. Incidentally, the instructions are pretty good. You know, they're quite understandable, and there's no funny English or anything like that. And what was left over, I actually have quite a box full of things left over. There are 7 of these left over, and some pipe and the connections, everything. So you get plenty of supplies. This should be going off any minute now. Again, it just has to be set to auto. Here we go. All right, so it's running. Okay, here we go. It's going now. So and it's doing a countdown right now, interestingly. So that looks like it's still got another few minutes to go. Here's the final setup. I've got a reservoir here, nice big one, and it's going into the unit right here, and everything is kind of hidden around the back, so you don't really notice it from the front, which is nice. The only thing is you don't want this to be leaking if there's any like there's electric outlets behind it. So I'm just hoping for the best. Oh, it's going off now. All right, so I did set this to go off for 1.5 minutes. Now you can hear it running. There's no alarm, and it should be drawing water from here right now. And this time, because it's going directly into the soil, it should be going directly into these. Now, just notice this. This is the moisture level on this one. On one of these, I've got a probe in here somewhere. I've forgotten which one it's in, but we should be able to see that once it's watered this. I'm trying this every 7 days for 1.5 minutes. It's got another half minute to go, and of course it's going to take a little bit of time for the water to absorb. I can feel that there's some moisture in there right now. These were pretty dry and ready to be watered, so it's stopped now. So already I can see this is gonna look. It's already gone up to 23%. One final look at the moisture meter. It's showing 59%. So I think that was a success. I'm going to keep an eye on that. And of course, this thing's gone off now, but it's still on auto mode, and it's going to be going off again next week.